Hello, it's time for Combat Patrol Carnage. So we're kicking off another issue today, and we're beginning issue 53. So it's the first of two issues that bring us Leagues of Votann Hearhtkyn Warriors. So yeah, these are the cloned basic line troop for the faction. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool unit. So we got a sort of basic sort of unit, gives you a bit of everything to try out. So inside the issue then, what do we get? We got our build guide, of course, for the Hearhtkyn Warriors. So we build our Thane, all our different special weapons and war gear specialists as well. So we got our Magnum Rail Rifle, High Las, the Pan-Spectral Scanner, as well as a medkit and comms array, plus we have a few basic warriors. So the frames we get are these two. So we got pretty much the majority of the bodies and basic guns, plus a few of the backpack details for our models. And we also get our special weapons as well as our champion frame as well, with plenty of head options there and a few extra little details to decorate our models. We've got 3 different back totems to give our Thane, so you can choose which one you want. They all pretty much paint up the same. And yeah, loads of little extra details to decorate our models. So I can't build these just yet. We need the bases, which will come in our next issue with our final frame. So before we hit the table and get building our Hearhtkyn Warriors, don't forget to, of course, do all the usual. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment down below. I love hearing back from you guys. It gets a massive way to helping out this channel and gets us noticed. Finally then, Combat Patrol Carnage is proudly sponsored by warbay.shop, your one-stop supply for all your hobby needs. They stock everything you need from getting your first few units to expanding your force into a full-scale war. They also give you all your hobby supplies and gaming equipment as well. So check out warbay.shop. There's a link as usual in the video description, and who knows, you might find your next hobby project at a bit of a discount. Right, let's head to the table and we'll get our Hearhtkyn constructed. Here we are then with issue 53 for the first time. So we got our 2 sprues to check out first of all. So we've got this one here, which has pretty much all the bodies on, plus some of the weapons, head options there as well, and a few of the other arm sets. So we've got these smaller blasters, the missile pod here, which we're not using, and yeah, mostly all our basic sort of guns on this sprue, with some backpack details as well. And we've got a plasma again, which we're not using, but one of the optional ones that you can give the full kit. Yeah, that does look pretty cool. And finally, on this sprue, we've got a couple of bodies. We've got some more of the special weapons, so the High Las, which we are using. We've also got all the bits for our Thane, so his plasma sword. He's also got the option of a plasma axe or a mass gauntlet, just there. And we've got quite a few pistols. We've got a plasma pistol, we've got bolt pistols. There's even a bolt revolver, which is the one I believe we're going to go with. Yeah, you got a few other little bits of detail as well, head options, belt accessories, and decorative items as well. Oh, and all these guys look fantastic, and I can't wait to get these guys built and painted. Speaking of building then, let's have a look through our build guide before we bring in our frames and build our Thane. So let's adjust the camera and dive right on in. So into the magazine we go for the first time, full contents then. So we've got a build guide for our Hearhtkyn Warriors. We've got an updated paint guide where we're looking at our Chaos Space Marine and our Orc models. We've got a read article all about the Ancestor Cores. Then we have a collect article for our Votann names and our Hearhtkyn Warriors. Finally, we've got 1 page for our campaign, which is Space Marines versus Tyranids. So my magazine's already started pulling itself to pieces, so let's get on and look at it. So, Hearhtkyn Warrior Build Guide. In this guide, you'll learn how to build your Hearhtkyn Warriors. Read the instructions in full before you begin. So, check your numbers, clip out your components carefully. I made a mistake when I built my Death Watch. I cut off a number I shouldn't have done. So yeah, this is a very important step to make sure you do get your correct components. Clean up, glue, and let components set before you move on. So we got loads of different head options here. We got these helmeted heads, this dome head, which is for the las weapon, which is their sort of drone sort of technology guys. The Hearhtkyn, they call them, I think. So yeah, they're like robots but alive. So yeah, they're kind of weird, nice little addition to the lore. You've got loads of different head options. So like I said, male heads, female heads, grizzled heads, young heads. Really good selection there for you to choose, and yeah, add as much detail as you want to your collection. So to build our Votann then, we want parts 1, 2 and 3 for our body, backpack 9, pistol 114 and sword 109. In choice of heads, so you can either go for the helmet head, which is 108, or else you can go for one of the bear heads, whichever you choose. We then have our little backpack detail here. So he has a sort of crest over his head here. So we've got one that's sort of like a horse, a badger, or a sort of a dog-like creature as well. And then we have our finished model. So he has a plasma pistol and a plasma sword. So we build the rest of the models. So we've got a pan spectral scanner guy here. So basically a Auspex. We've got a Magna Rail rifle here. We've got a las rifle as well. Comms array and a med pack. And then finally, we're building a bunch of regular troopers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them there with the ion blasters as their standard equipment. So, right then, let's bring our models in and we'll build our Votann just so you can see how a Votann model goes together. Right now we've got all our equipment ready. Most of our components are luckily on this frame here. So we need parts 2, 3 and 1. So I'll cut those out. We'll clean those up and we'll get them assembled. So there we go. We have our 3 components ready to glue down. So glue our leg in. Like so, they don't fall off. And we just want to run a little bit of glue around our torso and slide that into place. So we can actually glue this guy down to his base. While we clip out our next components. So we want parts 109, 114 and part 9 as well. So again, we'll get these cleaned up and we can attach them to our model. So there we go, we've got our components ready. So onto our back here, we run some glue into this groove around here and onto the end of these little nubs as they'll line up along there. There we go. Next, we want to put a bit of glue on each of these sections here, ready for our arms to attach. Like so. And like so, so you sort of like that classic sort of hero pose. Pistol at ease, sword held high. Looking good. Alright, next then we got head options. So I'm going to choose a head off camera and we'll attach that. And we'll also pick out our Votann as well. So for his Votann, I've gone for this one, which is kind of like a rat or a weasel. Very thin-nosed sort of creature. And for his head, I've gone for one that's still got a bit of hair on his head. He's got a full beard, but he has got some scars along his face, so he has seen combat a bit, so he's a bit of a veteran. So we need to glue the two halves of our vein together. Let's glue it onto the flat there, and it fits into circle there. And then this should fit around the back of his armor like so. First, let's glue the head in. If I can get it to fit the way I want it to. So sort of looking off to his left. And then we can fit this into position. And there we go, there's our built Thane ready to lead our Votann, Hearhtkyn, and yeah, I'll get the rest of these guys built up. So pretty easy to go together. Some of the others might be a little more tricky, getting the arms to line up, but other than that, yeah, they should go together fairly easy. So there we go, short and sweet video. We've got our Thane built ready to lead our unit. I'm off to go build up the rest of the unit, and then I can get them all sprayed ready for our paint guide in our next issue. But yeah, these guys are pretty easy to go together models, really nicely done and detailed. So yeah, not too hard, shouldn't be that troublesome to get together. Yeah, nice we got the optional choices to make our models our own there, which is really cool. So, right, like I said, I'm off to build up and paint the rest of these guys. So I will see you all for that in our next episode of Combat Patrol Carnage. Goodbye.